What is up, everyone? We are live again. It's Wednesday night, not Tuesday night. We had a little bit of a scheduling conflict, but we're here with the Queens Ransom League. Scotty, the commish, fantasy football wish list. Bars. How are you doing?
We are back. Yes, we kind of tricked you with the days, but you know what? Schedules happen, and we're here. So we're here. We're going over the matchups. Still been a crazy week. We'll go over injuries. If you guys have fantasy football questions, we'll answer them. And let's roll.
You got to do what you got to do sometimes, and sometimes Wednesday night instead of Tuesday night. That's why you guys should be subscribed to the subscribe to the channel with notifications on. That's the biggest thing, because then when we go live, you'll get the notification for every single live, not just the Queen's Ransom. And then also go check out the Queen's Ransom on Instagram. All right. Oh, wait, first, let's talk about last week. Scotty, you beat me in the predictions. We're tied 1-1 now.
I did, but our records are not something to brag about. I don't think
we're not going to bring up the records.
All right, we won't bring it up. So if I vote for your team, just be happy, because you're probably going to. If I'm against you, you're probably going to win.
There you go.
What up, Zero?
Zero. Help us pick these matchups out in the chat, Zero.
Please.
If you can. But here we go. Putting it on the screen.
Let's do it.
We got an 0-2 team versus a 2-0 team as the first matchup here, Scotty. Team Pizza Planet versus Team Rossi Takes. Quarterbacks are loaded. We got Lamar Jackson versus Josh Allen, but there is something going on with Lamar Jackson. The Ravens have come out and said that it is just a regular rest day for him. They didn't have him throw today. People are a little bit concerned because he had a new arm sleeve on that they hadn't seen before, and he wasn't throwing at practice. Have you heard any more news on the Lamar Jackson thing? I have Tyler Huntley stashed in a couple of lineups just in case.
That is good to stash. I haven't heard anything further, but my mind's it was like what you were saying was all cloudy to me because I just keep staring at Josh Allen. What team is going to stop the Bills this year, Mike?
The Chargers.
No, dude, they are on fire. I understand they beat the Titans, and the Titans are nothing to brag about, but they are rolling on all cylinders, dude. They are just tearing people apart.
Yeah, and the offense looks unstoppable, which is the scariest part. Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, Devin Singletary, all those guys off to an insane start this year.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know what we're going to do here. They play Miami this week. It's a really good test because you have another offense on the other side that exploded this week also. So maybe we see a little bit of a shootout between the two teams. Both teams also have like pretty good defense, or at least defenses with good players on it. So maybe it won't be a shootout. We don't know. But yeah, I think that I'm taking Josh Allen here, especially if Lamar Jackson's having any injury concerns. I could see them because I think there's going to be some weather in New England this weekend, some wind, some rain. I could see them being like, hey, maybe we don't need you to throw any passes for this game. And he only throws like 10 passes and just runs all over the New England defense instead.
Yeah, true story. But I'm not betting against Josh Allen yet. So
yeah, Josh Allen's got the edge here. He's QB1 right now. QB1 of 1. Yeah, no one's really touching him yet. Then on to the running backs. We got Christian McCaffrey and Javonte Williams versus Josh Jacobs and Kareem Hunt. Rossi Takes is 2-0. She's been rocking with these two running backs since the beginning. And every week we talk about what a disadvantage she has at the running backs, but it's not affecting the team at all. I definitely think the team on the left has better running backs here. I like both the running backs on the left side more.
1,000%. And it should be an easy win there. And like we said, Rossi Takes is shutting us up both times. And after this week, she might spread our legs again and kick us in the gonads. So
whoa.
I'm sorry. Is that rated R?
Maybe PG-13.
All right.
Kids, shield your ears. Don't kick people in the nuts, please. Then we go to the receivers, and this is where her strength is, and the tight end, obviously. She has Devontae Adams, who didn't have a great week last week, scored the touchdown to kind of savior his fantasy points, and DK Metcalf, who's kind of like the lone soldier there with Tyler Lockett as the two weapons in that offense. Versus Mike Williams and Allen Robinson, I give the edge to the receivers on the right side. What do you think here, Scotty? It's kind of close. Depends on if Devontae has another kind of stinker of a game or DK can get it going with Geno.
Yeah, and also, is Keenan Allen playing?
Keenan Allen is questionable to play. He's still dealing with a hamstring injury.
I mean, they should blow Jacksonville out. And I guess Mike Williams would be a part of that. So, You got the DK and Allen Robinson, who've both been disappointments. Even though Allen Robinson scored a touchdown last week, he's still putting up disappointing numbers. I'm going to stick with the left side, Mike Williams and Allen Robinson.
Woo! Okay, I'll go right side. You're going left side here. But maybe we'll pick different again on this. Let's be a separator. What's up, FLK? Long time no see. Help us pick these matchups and which teams you think is going to win. Tight end, no question. Travis Kelce over Cole Kmet. Cole Kmet, what is going on? This guy shows talent, and just they don't even target him. He gets nothing in that Bears offense.
I just posted this week. Cole Kmet burnt me because I had him as one of my sleepers, and this guy doesn't even have a catch yet this season. Even with the rainy day, I thought the raining game with 49ers would get a catch, but versus Travis Kelce, there's no chance in hell. Cole Kmet on his best game this year is not going to beat an average game of Travis Kelce. So you got to go Travis Kelce easy on here. And Fel K, answer this. My wife just picked up the Cowboys defense for Monday night versus Giants. Good move. I know you guys are going to think you're Super Bowl contenders, but I'm going against Daniel Jones. So I'm hoping my wife is right by picking up the Cowboys D this week. But going back, Kelce easy.
And then this flex spot, we got running back Leonard Fournette versus wide receiver Amari Cooper. I think you got to go with the running back here, even though Fournette has got a Q here. I haven't seen much injury news on him.
Hamstring, but he rushed for over 20. Yeah, he rushed for over 20 attempts on one leg last week. And Buccaneers are without Julio Jones and Godwin this week again. So they're going to have to rely on him. And for some strange reason, if Rachaad White is available in your leagues, pick him up.
Yeah, that's looking like a scary situation for the Bucs. So many injuries in the offensive side of the ball. And the kickers, we got an empty slot, and the defenses, not too big a deal here. I guess they're giving Cleveland the edge in the projection, but I think that these two defenses both are pretty good. What are you thinking overall? One more look at the teams, guys. If you're in the chat, let us know which side you're going with.
I'm saying the Pizza Planet, a.k.a. Flojo's wife, gets her first win this week.
First W of the week. I'm going to go opposite of you. I'm going to say Rossi stays undefeated. I think Josh Allen's going to score another 40 points on Miami. So we're split on that one. There you go. There's our separator. On to match number 2. We got Team Steffi Smalls taking on Team Stepmom Lauren. 2 1-1 teams. Got a close projection here. Looking at the quarterbacks first, Justin Herbert versus Jalen Hurts. Justin Herbert obviously dealing with a rib injury. Jalen Hurts has been on absolute fire. You taking banged up Herb or you taking full go Jalen Hurts? Did I say Justin Hurts?
No, I think you were right. Jalen Hurts. I was scared because honestly, I'm not a Charger fan, but you root for Justin Herbert. When I saw him get hurt, I'm like, no, because I'm a football fan. You want to see him excel. I don't know how he had ribs, right? Like.
Yeah, so he has a fractured rib cartilage. Good news is he practiced today.
He did practice. They're going to bulk him up with the padding underneath that jersey, but you're going to see a lot of Eckler. I'm going Jalen Hurts slightly. This is going to be an even matchup. I think they're going to score around the same points.
I think Herbert's still going to get 20 points. Something the Chargers have done this year really well on the goal line. They haven't necessarily relied on punching it in with their running backs as much because we failed at it last year multiple times. And they've been doing better at drawing something up that gets Herbert on the move where he has the option to run or throw. And they've been drawing things up to get easy completions to the tight ends and the fullbacks. I think that Justin Herbert, if he's healthy and he plays every game, is set to just score a shit ton of touchdowns because of the way that they're changing up their goal line offense. But in the same breath, he's not going to be running the football. I think that's kind of off the board with the rib injury. And I don't think he is going to be intentionally holding the ball long enough for big plays to happen at will down the field. Like if it's going to be 2-3 seconds, and as soon as he feels pressure, he's hitting Eckler on the check down, like you said. So I'm going to go Jalen Hurts too for this week. It's narrow. We are playing Jacksonville, so we'll see. Running backs. Darrell Henderson, Cordero Patterson versus Alvin Kamara, J.K. Dobbins. And here we go with this running back matchup, Scotty. This is kind of interesting. Alvin Kamara obviously is dealing with his own rib injury. J.K. Dobbins still healing from the injury that he suffered last year. And then you got 2 healthy backs over here, but they're not necessarily the best in the league. Which side would you rather be on?
Yeah, I'm not a big Kamara fan this year. J.K. Dobbins, he's questionable. Akers jumped Henderson on touches last week. I think you're going to start seeing Akers start flying. I think we were all scared week 1. They slowed him in. They did the smart move with a young 23-year-old running back. Oh, man, I'm sorry, girls. I'm going to say this is a bunch of junk running backs.
I mean, especially for this situation. Like, I normally would easily go with Kamara and JK, but they're both dealing with injuries.
Jen, knock on the door for trades here.
She got receivers or she got running backs?
Give her a running back and try to upgrade somewhere else. I'm going to give the edge to the guys who are playing, Henderson and Patterson, over the 2 injured.
I think I'm going to go with you. I think I'm going to go with you on this one. And I look down here at the wide receivers, and I think I'm going on the left of wide receivers, but there's some crazy wide receivers in this one. Chase and Diggs versus Jefferson, Zay Jones.
I got to lean to Chase and Diggs.
Oh, this could be Michael Pittman too, or Gabe Davis. It could be either one of those guys.
Yeah, Michael Pittman could come back instead of Zay Jones.
Yeah, wow. I don't know if there is a duo that's going to beat out Chase and Diggs.
No.
Hill and Jefferson, maybe? I don't know.
Jefferson is close with. I couldn't on the top of my head. I can't even. Oh, maybe Jefferson and Adams if she had.
Maybe. Down to tight end, and this is getting closer and closer. Kyle Pitts is just not being featured in the Atlanta offense, and I don't know what it is because
the coach even said it. Oh, it's not fantasy. No, dude, it is. It is fantasy.
It is.
Get him the ball.
It is. And here's the thing: is if you watch him play, you're just like, this guy is just so much better than everyone else around him.
Yeah.
You can tell. This guy is amazing.
You got a video game at tight end. Throw him the ball, dude.
Yeah.
But no, you're right. And I know personally, because I'm a Washington fan, they suck versus the tight ends. So I'm leaning towards Goddard.
I can't believe I'm saying it, but I'm agreeing with you, and I'm leaning towards Goddard.
Yes. Goddard scores this week.
Onto this flex spot, we got Robert Woods versus Marquis Brown.
You might see Pittman here too. I mean,
we could see Pittman on the right side. Etienne Jr. Why is Etienne's projection so low? Because of
what did Etienne do last week?
Maybe the defense he's playing. 8 points. That makes sense. I thought he scored more than that last week.
I thought he did better than that. What the fuck? Buy low on him. I'm still high on Etienne. I like Etienne.
He needs to start getting in the end zone. That's the biggest thing right now. Yeah. But he's not doing well this week, I'll tell you what. Going against Chargers. But what do you think about this flex battle here? This could be Michael Pittman or Gabe Davis, but let's just say it's Robert Woods versus Marquis Brown.
Well, you got to go Marquis Brown.
I think so, too. I think, we're going to see big plays out of Marquis Brown at some point. Maybe it'll be this week.
I think the Tennessee Titans are overrated.
Woods is like super touchdown dependent there, in my opinion.
Yeah, 1,000%.
We got Koo and McPherson as the kickers, and then San Francisco versus Baltimore on defense.
Flip coins on kickers and defense, unless it's
I think I'm going left side. Although Stepmom Lauren's team is just riddled with injuries and has potential to be the better team still. So if these guys all play, all these cues that we see here, all these cues that we see down here end up in the game. I probably would change my pick, but I'm going to go left. I'm going to go Steffi Smalls.
This game's full of sipping wine right now. Two girls that love their wine, but I'm going to go with the Steffi Smalls wine glass.
There you go. And it's not a bad thing, Stepmom Lauren, to have us against you. Trust me.
No.
We don't have the best prediction record. But, hey, Scotty, we're going to have to skip a few because we have a special guest. One of the members of the league, the lady shot caller, Amber, is in the house.
Yo! Lady in the house.
I'm muted. What's up, guys?
There you go. What is up?
I was like, I can't miss another week without coming to say hello.
There she is, the shot caller herself.
Yeah, we just finished making ribs for tackling the tailgate, and so I was like, let me hop on some more fantasy football life, right?
Well, you know for sure I'm gonna be watching that. I made your last one, so I'm gonna have to make a new one. I've been waiting for the next one.
Yeah, how'd they turn out?
Oh, I've been popping them like popcorn.
I know.
Dangerous,
man.
Dangerous. All right, so let's go to your matchup. Let's see what you think.
I lost. Oh, this week. Well, last week.
Oh, last week you lost by less than 1 point.
0.74. So
that's the worst. I'd rather lose by 50.
Yeah, 100%.
I had a game where I was down by 45, and all I had left was Diggs, and he scored 44.8. And I feel real greedy, being like, "Hey, Diggs, I needed 5 more yards, buddy."
Dude, oh my god!
153 touchdown game.
That was my life in almost all my leagues. I was like, one more touch would have just saved my life. So
catch a ball, dude. Catch a ball.
Instead of blaming Diggs for my loss last week and not getting that extra 5 yards, I'm blaming Dalton Schultz for dropping a stinker in the middle of the lineup. Thanks,
100%.
Screw you,
Shot
Dalton.
caller, who screwed you last week? Who could have got you a catch that you were like, come on, man?
Oh, let's see. I'm like, which league, right?
I know you're in like 17.
Sure. No, it's let's see, who was it last week? Oh, Russell Wilson, man.
Oh,
Russell Wilson, 12 points
versus Houston.
Well, speaking of Russell Wilson,
yep, here we are.
We got Kyler Murray versus Russell Wilson. Scotty, what do you think of this QB matchup?
Well, Russell Wilson's pissing a lot of owners off, not only shot caller. You got Kyler Murray versus the Rams, which you're lucky there, shot caller, that he has a tough matchup, but you have to lean towards Kyler Murray on this
100%.
one.
And, the thing about Russell, though, I thought about it's like, the Mile High Club, that elevation does change, his moon balls. Like, so there might be an opportunity that he's gotten the hang of things up there in play. So fingers crossed, but you got one more week, buddy.
Yeah. Oh, then it's going to be trade talks and finding out who's on the waiver wire.
Bench. Yeah, we'll hang out for a little bit. He's not going anywhere, but yeah.
All of a sudden, you're going to see Marcus Mariota in this lineup.
That's right.
He does play San Francisco, too, a team that is familiar with trying to attack Russell Wilson. So I'm sure you're going to see some of those old tactics they used to face in Seattle. I'm going with Kyler Murray also. Yep. Let's go to the running backs here. We got Aaron Jones and Chase Edmonds versus Najee and Saquon Barkley. How you feeling here, Scotty? I feel like I'm leaning towards
it's shot caller. I'll give you a little pat on the back on this one. Your running backs are gonna make up for what Russell Wilson doesn't give you. Barkley looks awesome this year. Najee Harris, you're gonna want a little more from him, but I have faith in Harris. I'm not bailing on Harris, of course. He's gonna get his touches. Dylan is a thorn in Jones' side this year, so you got to lean towards Harris and Barkley.
Yeah, I'm hoping they step up a little bit this week. Last week, it's only week 2. We got to move some stuff around. I understand. So, but yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going Najee. I'm going Najee and Saquon also. You got Saquon Barkley back in his prime against the Dallas Cowboys on prime time.
Feels
30 points. 30 points. Lock it in right now.
Yeah. I love having a stud player into Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Then we go down to the receivers here. We got a little bit of a closer match. We got Cortland Sutton, Rashad Bateman. Bateman has been having an insane year already to start the year versus DJ Moore and Brandon Cooks, who are both solid fantasy plays as well and can have explosive games. Scotty, which way you going here? Sutton and Bateman or Moore and Cooks?
Amber wants Sutton to be huge because that's the double package with Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I've been praying.
To be honest with you, I need help from you guys. What's DJ Moore doing this year? I haven't been. I don't know.
Baker has not really helped him out too much.
No. Same stats.
How's it even possible?
Targets, 3, same exact stats,
except for the touchdown, obviously. But how does that even? If he does this again, then I'm gonna be making TikToks about this. I don't even know how this is possible.
No, I hope he catches for 43 yards again. No, I'm not. Okay, not a DJ fan. Brandon Cooks is solid, dude.
Yeah, Brandon, they're just both solid guys, but neither one of them are like top 10 fantasy wide receivers.
Again, Amber, you don't want us rooting for you because we have a horrible record in this, but I'm going with your receivers.
All right, I'm into it this week. Bateman's finally stepped up. Lamar, his elbow is hurt right now, so we'll see. Hopefully that doesn't turn into anything, worse. But
yeah, I have Bateman in my main league too, so I'm going with Bateman over Renfro this week.
Bateman's looking good. Lamar is enjoying him as a target. All right, we got a good tight end matchup here. Mark Andrews versus Darren Waller.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards Andrews. I hate to say that about my own team, but Waller, they're playing Tennessee and they're finally in the flow. So, it's tough.
I have to lean towards Andrews myself.
Yeah.
Like you said, Lamar's elbow's hurt. He's going to rely on his safest bet, and that's Andrews.
Mark Andrews.
Yeah.
I'm with Mark Andrews as well. I think it could be closer because they do play New England. Lamar is dealing with the injury, but if Lamar's healthy, it still shouldn't really come down to it. Waller obviously can have a big game any week. It's Darren Waller. He's still one of the most talented tight ends in the league. On to the flex. Derrick Henry versus Christian Kirk. Who's winning this one?
You know what the sad thing is? Derrick Henry now you got to think about trading him because I think he's with a pile of shit on that team. So it's like a stud with just a junk around them. Christian
that's
Kirk.
the hard part, the age too. And Kirk has been showing out.
Kirk could be a league winner this year.
Kirk has been
starters.
League winner, and now how's J.C. Jackson covering with his new team, Mikey?
J.C. Jackson will be locked up on Christian Kirk this weekend. That is a lock. That is going to happen. It's going to be tough coverage he's going to face, but you could hope that the Chargers just blow him out and all of a sudden JC's out the game.
You gotta take the name out of this because Derrick Henry is going to be focused on every single game. I don't.
Here's my thing.
Go for it.
Derrick Henry is still Derrick Henry, right? And the Raiders just had a very hard time tackling Kyler Murray. So my idea is that if they can't tackle a guy the size of a mouse, they can't tackle a guy the size of a giant.
Kyler Murray is the size of Derrick Henry's ankle.
Yeah.
So I'll go with Derrick Henry. I think if he's going to have a big week, it'll be against the Raiders defense.
You got it.
I might move some stuff around too. We'll see. No.
Oh, yeah. You got some options down here in the bench still. You could bring in that's not much better of an option.
Right.
Than Russ. But, you could bring in Breesy. He's starting to get more workload.
He is getting hot.
And Dotson's not doing too bad himself there. You know what I'm saying? I'm into that, man.
Yeah.
This projection is 0.08 by Sleeper here. 50-50. 1-1 teams. I'm going with your team, Amber, especially because I see that you're 2-0 in the spray tanning with Peyton Manning league. So just have confidence in your fantasy skills. What are you thinking, Scotty?
Oh my God, I think she edges it out with the running backs are going to elevate her. And I'm secretly don't want to get made fun of by you two. I think Christian Kirk outscores Henry this week.
I do too. That's messed up, right? Because I
think Christian Kirk outscores Henry.
Oh Lord!
Sorry, shot caller.
I was torn in that Vegas draft. I had Austin Eckler or Derrick Henry, and I went Eckler as a homer pick. Good thing I did.
Yeah, absolutely.
Amber, I just threw the bad juju on you.
That's all right. I'll take it. It's fine. That's all right. It's only week 3. I'm gonna wipe it all off. Good luck, Kiki. Shout out bald guy. I'm gonna get out. I wanted to just pop in and say hello because I haven't come to see you guys yet, and I appreciate all the work you do for this league.
Awesome. And it's not gonna be the last time we see you.
Nope, not at all.
Awesome, Amber. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it.
Guys.
See ya. Bada boom.
Awesome. That was awesome.
First guest on the show. We were promised 5-star dining in Denver, and we're getting SpaghettiOs. He's talking about Russell Wilson. Trying to sell DJ Moore. Okay.
I know, dude. All right. Well, hopefully, yeah. It's sad that I'm checking to see even Darnold.
Darnold. Yikes.
That's a bolt. Just
0. Thanks for entering the challenge. Hopefully you win. Darrell Williams has 64 and a TD versus LVR in the second half. This is what I'm talking about. Derrick Henry and this Raiders defense as a whole is kind of a mismatch. The Raiders are already banged up. Both their linebackers have been banged up already. So we'll see. Christian Kirk has been going nuts. I don't think he's outscoring Derrick Henry because I have faith in our guy. That's a little biased.
No, you're not like that with the Chargers.
Not at all. I took Jalen Hurts. All right.
You are one step down from getting the Chargers logo on your face tattooed.
Check this out right here. This shirt right here.
Let's go. Yeah. I knew you would. That's awesome.
Destiny. It's destiny.
Dude. I'm so jealous you guys got a guy like Justin Herbert.
I know, right? Carson Wentz. Oh, man. We'll talk about that another time. We'll talk about that another time. Speaking of quarterbacks, we got an 0-2 team versus a 2-0 team once again here, but the 0-2 team is projected to win by 10 right now. But at the quarterback spot, we got Patrick Mahomes, who's playing out of his mind right now, other than, the 3 interceptions that got called back by the referees. But again, unbiased. We got Patrick Mahomes versus Matthew Stafford here. Both guys can put up a ton of points, but I think I'm going Mahomes.
Mahomes, the Chiefs are going to rock them.
Oh, yeah. Indy is in an interesting spot where they're 0-2, staring up a Kansas City, like a red-hot Kansas City mountain right now.
Yeah.
It's not going to be fun. And then we got Austin Eckler and CEH versus Zeke and Miles Sanders. I should have brought this up on our last show. We were talking about fantasy football regrets. I kind of backed Zeke a little bit this offseason. I was like, Zeke's probably going to have another 1,000-yard season. He's going to score touchdowns. I'm okay with getting him at the spot that he was being drafted at. So far, we got 10 points out of Zeke total. Not a fan. Not a fan.
And it sucks because I think it's Dallas because every time he touches the ball, he looks good. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, why isn't he getting the ball more? I don't know. It's frustrating. It's 3 point. That first game was 5.2 yards a carry.
That's not bad.
50 yards on less than you got to let him go. Running backs need to get the ball, let him get the groove. He didn't even get 20. Yeah, no. Zeke's more of a workhorse, dude. He's not one of these.
How are they not getting him 20 carries? I know they won, but how are they not getting him 20 carries in a game against Cincinnati's defense with Cooper Rush at freaking quarterback? How is he only getting 15 carries in this?
Hey, Felke, I hate the Cowboys, but your Cowboys have to give Zeke the ball more. Tommy's fan.
Zero's the Cowboys fan also. Yes. We got 2 Cowboys fans in the stream right now.
A disappointing fan. Yes, you got
With all that being said, Zeke, Miles Sanders, I'm going with Austin Eckler and CH here.
Yeah, you have to. You got to go with the best back. And that's
Chargers are going to have to lean on Eckler. It's good. Like the injury is bad news for the Chargers in general, but good news for Eckler owners because I think both in the check down and just straight handoff game, he's going to get just a little bit more work, and the Chargers are going to be a little bit more heavy on getting him in the game plan. Mike Evans obviously has to come out of this lineup. Let's see who's going to be instead.
Scary.
Ayuk, Boyd. Let me see the flex. Nope. Yep. Ayuk or Boyd. This is not good. For the undefeated TDs and tight ends team. I was telling Tony and Joe earlier, I think that Mike Evans knew and was completely fine with exchanging one game suspension for a couple licks on Lattimore because he went there without even hesitating for a second. Yeah. He was just like, it's Lattimore in the scuffle? Let me get out there right now. So Mike Evans is going to be out, which means Cooper Kupp. I mean, even before Mike Evans being out, Cooper Kupp, Deebo Samuel, insane wide receiver core. I don't know what happened the last 2 weeks, but these 2 guys are going to go off, I think, this week. Deebo's been kept calm, but he's a guy that with more time, with more volume, and now with Jimmy G in the fold, he's just going to get more and more touches, more and more work, and more closer to Deebo. And Cooper Kupp, same exact fantasy score both weeks, 31-31. That's the second time that's happened, by the way, in this live.
Bro, he's putting up big numbers, man.
So obviously the receivers on the left side, running backs on the right side. Tight end, it's got to be Gerald Everett here. Mike Gesicki did score, but Buffalo is very good at attacking tight ends. Buffalo's very good at the safety and linebacker position.
Yeah, I'm going Everett. I like Everett a lot. I mean, the injury to Herbert scares me, and then playing the Jaguars. Yeah. They're going to take up a big lead, but
Milano has been just insane this year already. He is looking like he is going to take a leap into the next level of linebackers. And that's just like, what do the Bills not have at this point, right? Their weakness was the defense for a couple years, and now the defense is just stellar, like locked and loaded.
I don't see a team right now that can contain them right now. So
and Scotty, they're doing it without Trey White. Trey White's not back yet.
Yeah, I know.
Jeez. But I'm going Everett here. I think Everett's going to have a great season this year, and I think he's going to be a 10-point guy every week. We got Adam Thielen versus Jeff Wilson in the flex. I think Tyrion Davis-Price is out.
Yeah, it's Jeff Wilson's backfield. The people are talking about
Marlon Mack is the competitor here for Jeff.
Well, they got him off the practice squad or something, but no, Jeff Wilson is the boy.
And I think Jeff Wilson's a good back.
He's good. And you don't realize he's young too. He's only 24.
You
think he's in the league for 14 years. No, he's only 24. He's good. Kyle Shanahan offense. Roll with Jeff Wilson. That's a starting running back right there.
Yeah, and again, Jimmy G in the lineup, it changes everything for these guys. Trey Lance is not going to take, whatever, that 8, 10, 12, however many carries Trey Lance is going to get every week. That's gone. Jimmy G ain't running the ball. So that's all going to go to Jeff. And then the kickers and the defenses, once again, this is a tough one because I like the tight end on this side, but how much does the tight end really outweigh it? And Gesicki ain't a bad choice here. Just Buffalo's so good against tight ends. I like Jeff Wilson on this side. I like the running backs on this right side, so I think I'm going to go with the right side. But these receivers are hard to bet against.
They're going to contain them. I think I'm going with Nicole and Ashley from touchdowns and tight ends.
And still undefeated. You just got to figure out the receivers. You just got to get serviceable guys in these receiver spots and hope that they score enough. This one's there we go. All right, that's the first 1, 2, 3, 4. We got a couple more left here. Team Schmoopy versus Team Mrs. Wishlist. Jen's team here. 2 1-1 teams. I think they actually both lost to Rose because I think Rose played Schmoopy last week and Jen the week before. So
we're glad we got past that team.
now they get to face off against each other. Similar projection, same record. Let's look at the quarterbacks. It is crazy to see this, but it's real. And against that Tampa defense, it's probably appropriate. Aaron Rodgers is projected to score less than 17.5 points this week.
And Wentz is going against his old team.
Oh, yeah. A little bit of a revenge game. It's his first time playing the Eagles in the division, I believe.
Yeah.
So that's also a thing. That's a storyline. Extra juice there. Wentz has these random games, kind of like the Tua game this week, where he's just unleashed. He's just crazy.
It's scary because Jen just lost Trey Lance this week to that horrible injury. I was excited to see what Trey Lance can do this year. So Jen had to pick up some quarterbacks, and Wentz was one of them. Wentz, he looks good because he's throwing the ball to everyone. Washington does have a ton of weapons. They're constantly going to be behind in games, so he's going to be throwing the ball. They don't fully trust Gibson as the running back. So Wentz and Rodgers this week, especially versus Tampa Bay's defense, is close, just like the projections say. I'll lean towards Rodgers because he's a better quarterback.
I'm going to lean towards.
It's close. It really is. I'm the opposite of bias. I don't like to show favoritism, so that's why I lean towards Rodgers. So
I'm going to lean towards Rodgers. I am biased, so I am excited to see Rodgers and Brady go at it one last time as old, gray, brittled men with old, brittled teams. And I'm hoping for a stellar game. So I'm going to go with my hope and go with what I want to see, and that's Aaron Rodgers versus Tom Brady dueling it out in a Classic game where, we're used to seeing these guys in their prime, and it's like 20 points. They're going to have that by the third quarter.
With a bunch of fourth-string wide receivers.
Literally. Brady and Rodgers both just have crap at wide receiver this year. It should be the game of the week, but I didn't put it as my game of the week because I think the defenses are actually going to shine. Anyways, on to the running backs. We both went with Rodgers very narrowly. Looking at the running backs here, Jonathan Taylor, Antonio Gibson. This Antonio Gibson situation is interesting because we're kind of all waiting to see if Robinson comes back and just takes a spot right back that he had earned. Right. But Gibson has been okay while he's been in. We got 20 and 12 points in the first 2 weeks. I have Gibson in another league where I drafted J.K. Dobbins, and I think it's going to work out perfect for me where J.K. is going to come in as Gibby's coming out. Versus Dalvin Cook and Michael Carter. Cook's been disappointing this year, to say the least. Carter has been surprisingly getting a lot of touches, even with Breece Hall there. Oh, only 7 attempts last week, though. It was this 7 receptions that he got and 5 receptions that he got that really brought his touch count up. I didn't realize that. I think I'm going to lean Jonathan Taylor and Gibson. Jonathan Taylor is a threat to go nuts every single week. Don't be discouraged to get slowed down one week. The next week, they could come out and that O-line can dominate. It's not like a situation where Derrick Henry doesn't really have that elite O-line in front of him.
Right. This is just close. The first 3, the quarterbacks and running backs, this is a very tight matchup. I'm going to lean towards Jonathan Taylor and Antonio Gibson touching the ball more than Michael Carter.
I think so too.
I don't like the Wentz and Gibson in the same lineup. I don't like that, but
this is a good matchup for Cook, and the Vikings did just get beat up in a game where Cook didn't touch the ball enough, so maybe they emphasize it more. But I think Jonathan Taylor and Gibby is the side I'm leaning with here. And then we got Keenan Allen, who's dealing with a hamstring injury, and Drake London versus A.J. Brown and Tyreek Hill. Sorry to my boy Keenan. I'm going to the side where they're superhuman with Tyreek Hill and A.J. Brown.
Yeah, dude, that's sick.
I always tell people, like, if you do want to draft A.J. Brown, if the spot is right in your draft to draft him, wait 2, 3, 4 weeks, however many weeks you feel comfortable, and then trade him.
Yeah.
Because to start years when he's completely healthy, this guy is an animal. And I don't know if anyone's been paying attention that's tuned in. He's going nuts. He's going nuts. He's gotten 8 and 13 targets, 155, 70 yards. He just needs to get in the end zone, and this dude's going to be scoring 30 points a week. So I think I'm going to go left side. Tyreek Hill just destroyed the Ravens defense. And the Ravens defense is good and focused on Tyreek Hill. So that will tell you that Reek, the cheetah, is probably unstoppable.
You have to. You have to. And I was wrong on Tyreek Hill. I thought he was going to get slowed down with Tua, and I was wrong. Then you got
until like the fourth quarter, they had him like controlled, not slowed down or stopped, but controlled. Right. And they blew a few coverages. And the thing is, literally, if you blow a coverage, you make a mistake on him, you blink and he's in the damn end zone. Like, it's just one play. It's going to happen if you fall off for one play.
Legit cheetah. He's legit.
Yeah. Then we got Pat Freiermuth, I'm a big fan of Pat Freiermuth's game. I wish he had a better quarterback there right now. And Dalton Schultz, who I don't know if he's going to play for sure or not on Monday night. Kind of risky to even leave him in the lineup. I took him out for Evan Ingram in my lineup. What are you thinking here? Schultz should be better, but with the QB situation, the injury situation, and them playing on Monday Night Football, I think I'm actually going to lean my guy at Freiermuth.
If Schultz is healthy, it's Schultz. But, yeah, I think Jen's got to pay attention to Schultz's injury. Does she have a backup tight end?
David Njoku will probably be her best option, who plays the Pittsburgh Steelers.
He's doing nothing.
Or you can go and look at, I don't know if Bellinger is available in this league. He scored last week. He looks promising with Danny Dimes in New York.
Yeah, or I like Hunter Hurst, the tight end.
Yeah, and
Hayden Hurst, I'm sorry.
And Evan Ingram, honestly. So Trevor Lawrence likes him.
She's going to have to pay attention to Schultz's update.
Let me go down to the flex here. We got David Montgomery versus Jerry Judy. How did David do against Green Bay? He had a good game.
Very good game.
It's a good rebound for him because I was a little worried after that first game.
First game scared me that Herbert was going to take over. But David Montgomery shot back up, and you got to go with him over Judy.
Yeah, Judy obviously had the big catch. 60, 70-yard catch, but other than that, he's been quiet this year. Just that one.
If you took that catch away, Judy's been silent.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with David Montgomery as well. And then the kickers, 2 good kickers. Cade York showing he's good. Justin Tucker, obviously. LAC defense and Dallas defense. I think those 2 defenses are going to do good this week as well. Giants and Jacksonville offense. What are you thinking here? I'm going to scroll through one more time. We gave quarterbacks slightly over here. Gave running backs to the right side. We gave receivers to the left side. We gave tight end kind of wishy-washy.
I'm going slightly schmoopy.
I'm going Team Jen.
All right.
I'm worried about the Michael Carter situation, and I just know that the Buffalo Bills, like maybe Tyreek Hill doesn't get stopped. Maybe he still scores 20 fantasy points.
Right.
You're going to get this number from him again. I know that. You ain't going to get 42. That is insane.
I would go, Jen, if I knew for sure Keenan Allen and Schultz is healthy.
That's a big deal. Yeah.
I don't know. It's a big deal, though. That's big.
All right, we're split on a few here, Scotty, so we'll see who wins this week. We got one more matchup here. My wife, Team NFL Rose, who right now she's second in the league behind Rossi. 4-point difference between these two. Oh, TDs and tight ends are in that too. But they're like 30 points back. Now, here we go. fantasy football queen, trying to take the crown in the Queen's Ransom League.
Yes.
We call him 50-point Tua versus 50 interception Joe Burrow.
Dude. She had Tua on the bench, which obviously fantasy football queen. Let me tell you something. You didn't make a mistake having him on the bench. 99.9% of people, including Tua, would put him on the bench. So that's bad luck. That's fantasy bad luck.
The 1% is Tua's dad. Yeah. He's probably excited. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna take money that Tua replicates that. Like I said, it was multiple blown coverages. He got 200 free yards and 2 free touchdowns, and then they kind of like were just throwing the ball up to Jalen Waddle on that last drive also, where it's like Tua might not be making the best passes, but Waddle is just coming down with them things. I'm not a Tua hater. I'm not a Tua believer. I'm kind of in between on him. I do not think that we're seeing 40 out of him. 40 out of him again.
No.
I think that Joe Burrow against the Jets is going to outscore Tua against the Bills, even though Tua just did that.
And Tua's going against the Bills.
They're going to get creative. They're going to make Tua ball out.
I have Joe Burrow in every single one of my leagues. And let me just preference. I'm only in 4 this year. I cut down tremendously because I wanted to pay attention.
That's still a lot for one guy.
So, 4 leagues. I have Joe Burrow in all 4 of them. He's looking shaky this year, but still putting up 20 points. The first game, he threw how many pickups? 4 interceptions and still had 22 points. The guy is just, oh my God. If he puts it all together, he could give you the 40-point game.
That's 8 points gone.
Yeah.
I keep saying it. I've said it 2 weeks in a row now. Bengals offense going to catch fire eventually.
Oh, 1,000%. They are, they're going to hit. They're going to hit hard, and you got to go Joe Burrow here.
Burrow will have a 400-yard, 4-touchdown game any day now. Just keep holding on to hope, guys. I'm going Burrow also.
Yes. Running
backs, Nick Chubb has been a monster. We got Nick Chubb and Deandre Swift, who are both monsters, versus Joe Mixon and James Conner.
Deandre Swift is my favorite running back this year.
He almost has 50 points in 2 games. And DeAndre Swift, I think, is similar. Yeah, Chubb's been even better than Swift. But these 2 guys, Rose made the right decision at her turn. She drafted Swift, I think, in round 1, turned around, got Chubb, and they're both, working out and being good so far. Swift is dealing with an ankle injury, but he played through it last week and looked just fine. There was one play where he falls on the ground, bounces up, makes 4 or 5 people miss, and then gets into the end zone. So I think he's okay.
First, Mike.
I'll go with the running backs on the right side again. What are you thinking?
Easy. Swift and Chubb.
I think Connor's really holding back on this side. Connor is not really established his footing yet in the Cardinals offense this year, and it could change. Curtis Samuel, Deontay Johnson versus MT and Terry McLaurin.
McLaurin has been upsetting people, not getting attention. He got the touchdown the week 1, but that was only 2 catches.
I like seeing this better. This is
targets.
Towards what I thought. I thought he was going to get 10, 12, 15.
I agree.
So hopefully that continues. He's definitely still, a better receiver than Jahan Dotson, but there's someone else there, I guess.
You're going to see Dotson slow down. I'm not on the Dotson hype train yet. I'm happy in real life. In real life, he's the wide receiver to have. But
yeah, it's great. MT's been a revelation already too.
Yeah, he has.
What do you think here? It's kind of close. I'm going to go with Rose again. I'm not trying to be too biased here, but
this could be down the board, which is scary. Samuel's doing great.
Yeah.
Look at his targets.
This guy's the dual threat that we all know that he could have been last year if he didn't get hurt.
No, yeah. I'm going to go on the left-hand side. I'm going to go with Samuel and Deontay Johnson.
I think it's close, but yeah, we're split on that one. We got TJ Hawkinson against Zach Ertz. What the hell's going on, TJ? Do you guys need to trade this guy? I think they need to trade him. He's 25. Trade him while he has some value because this isn't getting annoying at this point.
Yeah. What's up with these tight ends? You got Pitts, Hawkinson, Ertz. I'm not oh my God, Komet. Not liking this at all.
This is year 4 now where he's had multiple under 10-point games in a row like this.
Garbage.
He's so good. You watch him play. It's the same thing as Pitts. It's like, why aren't they throwing it to him?
What's Ertz doing this year?
Ertz, I think, did okay last week. The first week he was playing through an injury. Yeah, 15 and 11. It's kind of what you expect from Ertz. Because if he does this all year, he's going to finish in the top 7 again. Like, 1,000. This is kind of his thing, his consistent thing. He scores touchdowns once in a while and just keeps you consistent. That's why I was drafting him late when I couldn't get the tight ends I liked. I was like, I'll just wait for Ertz. I feel okay if I am loaded at running back, loaded at receiver with my tight end scoring 10 points every week. I'm going to go Ertz. Even though they're playing the Rams. Screw TJ Hawkinson. I'm tired of him.
You know what? I'm gonna go on the left side. Hawkinson turns this around.
This is the week?
This is the week.
He has random 25 random 2 touchdown, 8 catch weeks.
Yeah. Hawkinson 5 catches for 60 yards this week.
Yeah. Then we got CD Lamb versus T Higgins. T Higgins been dealing with the injuries, but I think he's clear. I think he's good.
He scored a touchdown last week.
Yeah, CD Lamb is dealing with QB issues. Which side you going with here? This is a lot closer than most would have thought maybe 2 weeks ago.
Joe Burrow is going to ball. I'm going Higgins.
That's a nice stack here by Rose. I don't know if she did it on purpose or not.
No, and Higgins had 2 catches for 27 yards in week 1. He was knocked out in the first quarter.
Yeah, so he already was on his way, huh? CD had a better week last week in the Cowboys' victory, so that's good news. I'm going with T Higgins also. But this is really close.
It is close.
Could go either way, and CD's on prime time. That's always fun. Brandon McManus versus Dustin Hopkins and Green Bay versus Philly. Good defense. I think Green Bay's got the worst matchup there. Mm-hmm. We'll see how that goes. Tom Brady's on the bench here for Tua. But Brady's not been doing great.
No, he hasn't, and he's losing all his weapons too. So I don't care about his hamstring injury. Fournette's going to have to run the ball 30 times again.
Juju's on ice here on the bench.
Jesus, man.
Treylon Burks starting to get
a lot of garbage this year. So I mean, it's only 2 weeks, but Jesus.
It just seems like the roles that we all expected people to be in a lot of cases is not what we projected or what we were thinking in the preseason. Right. The stars are still starring, though. That's a good thing. I'm going with Team NFL Rose to stay undefeated, although if Tua scores 40 points, then who knows?
I have to go with your wifey. Team NFL Rose this week.
Rose 3-0. All right. Well,
shut up. Trying to watch a show.
Yeah, try to do anything else, but
yeah, stop talking.
And that's it for this week. I'm behind the chat. Boda's in here. What's up, Boda? Thank you for tuning in.
Boda, thanks for coming
to the show. We appreciate you. Another great week, Scotty. We got another great week.
Yes.
We only have 3 teams that remain unbeaten. And I think
we got our first visitor.
We got our first visitor on the show on this episode of the Queen's Ransom. We appreciate everyone for tuning in. Make sure you guys go follow the Instagram page. Queens.ransom.league. This is the first annual season. We are going to be running the league every year. So make sure you're following that Instagram page so you can get info for when everything's going on next year and throughout the year. This year. Wishlist, anything else to add before we sign out?
Any females watching and you're interested for next year, you can DM me on Instagram, Fantasy Wishlist. You can DM Mike himself, an NFL Mike, also on TikTok. Hit us up. Hit up the league, Queen's Ransom League on Instagram. And listen, we'll make room. We could make more than one league. We want this to branch out. So that's our goal.
Yeah, that would be awesome. You know, if we got the Vegas Fantasy Football Conference and the Queen's Ransom collabing.
Dude, that would be awesome. I would love that. Yes. We got to all work together, make this huge.
Appreciate everyone for tuning in this week. We will see you next week. We're going to shoot for Tuesday night next week. So just keep your calendars, keep your notifications on. I'm NFL Mike, Fantasy Football Wishlist.